Viewers, move over Narayan Murthy. We found our new poster boy of burnout. What a brilliant and forward-thinking idea from the L&T chairman suggesting a mere 90-hour work week. Clearly, we've been lounging around too much, haven't we? Who needs sleep, family time, or a life when you can be chained to your desk or your office? Proving your undying loyalty to the corporate gods. And let's not forget the gem about how long can men stare at their wives, because obviously staring at your spouse is the peak of domestic bliss and the only reason one would ever want to leave the office. Viewers, it's not like people have hobbies, children, or perhaps just the basic human need for rest. No. We should all be aspiring to be workaholics because that's what true success looks like, right? Viewers, in this visionaries world, stress-related health issues are just a minor inconvenience, not a sign that maybe, just maybe, we are pushing human limits a tad too far. And you know why? Why bother with work-life balance when you can have work? But hang on, who are we to question such wisdom? After all, what's a little burnout, a few heart attacks, or the complete erosion of personal relationships in the face of profits? Mr. Subramanian, sir, thank you for showing us the light and giving us the new motto, work until you drop dead, because that's the only way to truly live. But viewers, sarcasm aside, this proposal is nothing short of a dystopian nightmare wrapped in the guise of progress, and it deserves every bit of the eye roll and the backlash it's getting. In fact, the chairman's casual dismissal of the time spent at home with remarks like, for how long can you stare at your wives, is not only misogynistic, but also highlights a deeply flawed view of family and personal life. This statement perpetuates gender stereotypes that have no place in modern society. It belittles the role of partners, of families, suggesting that they're merely distraction from what is deemed real work. Viewers, here's to hoping we don't revert to the dark ages of labor, where workers were seen as mere cogs in a machine rather than human beings with rights and needs.
I regret I'm not able to make you work on Sundays, to be honest. If I can make you work on Sundays, I'll be more happier. I work on Sundays also. What do you do sitting at home? How long can you stare at your wife? How long can the wife stare at your husband? I was meeting with the Chinese recently, and the gentleman told me, we will beat America anytime. I said, why are you saying that? The Americans work 50 hours a week, we work 90 hours a week.
China is a great example. So therefore, my request to all the wonderful youth of this country is that realize this and work 12-hour days for the next 20 years, 50 years, whatever it is, so that India too becomes a number one nation or number two nation, whatever it is, in terms of its GDP.
Let's open this up. Suhail Seth needs no introduction. Dilip Cherian, founder Perfect Relation. Shailendra Singh, founder Sunburn and founder Percept. Priya Chetty Rajgopal, managing partner Multiversal Advisory LLP. And Pratibha Pralad completes the panel. Suhail Seth, first question, how many hours were you working last week, the first week of 2025?
I'm not a mule, so I don't need to work hard. Only mules work hard, and obviously Subramanian does. I don't believe that hard work is essential if you work smartly. I have never in my life worked for more than 5 to 6 hours a day, okay? And I've never worked on Saturdays and Sundays. Unlike Subramanian, I have many interests, from theater to writing to speaking to getting onto panels such as this elegant one. I've done movies, I've done plays, so I don't have a unidimensional, don't stare at your wife life like Subramanian does. But it also shows you one more thing, that even chairmen of companies can be rank idiots, and it does not prevent them from any level of idiocy. So we should also remember that Subramanian worked for a guy called A.M. Nayak, whose claim to fame was not only did he build L&T, but he also stayed in the office for as long as he could, most of the time bare feet. So obviously Subramanian's legacy is formidable. He follows in the footsteps of A.M. Nayak, who never left his office. Now, to each his own. The problem is we in this country have made hard work a badge of honor. I've always said when our prime ministers work less, India is happier. Deve Gowda slept through his entire term. India worked brilliantly. When you work hard, you actually mess things up. So people should realize. I mean, I keep telling you also, Pranesh, times makes you work too hard. If you work less, you will have other interests. You'll be able to read. You'll be able to watch Pratibha Prahlad dance. You'll be able to attend the Sunburn Festival without all the drugs. You'll be able to do all these interesting things. Why would you want to lead a linear life? The reason why these people lead a linear life is A, they're MBAs. So now I'm going to get to even more controversial. Most MBAs have a cookie cutter existence, like engineers. But engineers still have more, elan and more panache. I, for one, say to every Indian and otherwise person watching this, do not make life your work, and certainly don't make work your life. Enjoy the various facets of living a complete, holistic existence. Because one day you can be run over, especially in Delhi, by a stationary bus. So why would you want to do that to yourself? Watch plays, go see the theater, watch cinema, read a book, and never join L&T, because all you will do is end up being a crane in some formidable highway and do nothing else with your life.
Mr. Chairman, what do you make of this new advice? You shouldn't be staring at your wife, should be working for 90 hours in a week. Mr. Chairman, if you can hear me, sir. I think I'm only staring at him. He can't, obviously not hear what I'm trying to say. Mr. Singh, what do you make of what the L&T chairman has said?
First of all, I just want to say that I agree with every word that Sohail has said today. It was fantastically humorous, but had a lot of deep meaning in it. And I have just one thing, to say to Mr. Subramanian, that he's extremely irresponsible. And I don't know how his wife, Meena, feels about his lifestyle. I mean, I don't know who's married and who's happily married, what's going on in that marriage. I think, Meena ji, you need to wake up and speak to your husband. He's trying to make more Subramanians in India. I feel the population of India, we have the youngest population of the planet, should be lifeaholics, not workaholics. And if Mr. Subramanian advocates this because he's inspired by China, I feel that he should leave. He should go to China, because India is India, India is Bharat. We don't want to be China ever. We are not Chinese, we are Indians. So therefore, I feel that, what he's done is demoralized, depressed the youth of this country, which is 600 million and above. I mean, what is he doing? And he's sitting in such a responsible position, making 65, 70 crores per annum. Is this the man? I also wonder sometimes why all people beyond the age of 60 are making decisions for people below the age of 60. I mean, all the old people decide what the next generation should do, how should they live. I mean, what are they talking about? We should be actually giving the torch to the generation next. So I think Mr. Subramanian is extremely responsible.
Maybe you should, I think, yeah. Like Suhail was telling me to attend Sunburn, मैं तो बाद में भी आ जाऊंगा. You should invite Mr. Subramanian and get Suhail to be with him, throughout the festival. Suhail is saying,
to stare at him.
In 80s and 90s, because that time there was no time limit. Now this party gets over at 9:59, so he won't get the 90-hour party. He'll just get the 9-hour party.
Okay, we'll have to look for another festival then, by his standards. But
he can go to the Kumbh Mela. It's open 24/7.
Okay, I don't know how he responds if you're watching this. Pratibha ji, I mean, there is a meme fest on social media. I'm sure you've seen some of it. What do you, make of this bizarre, outrageous suggestion, proposal, what have you?
Apart from the humorous aspect of what Suhail said and the other gentlemen on your panel, I feel that this shows gross apathy for the workforce. 98% of the workforce do not even make 10% of the median salary that this man makes. and their living conditions, their office conditions, their work conditions, their travel conditions are not comparable to this gentleman, the L&T chairperson who kind of just makes a remark offhand. 90 hours a week is dehumanizing. It's inhuman. Nobody can work 90 hours a week without, they can only work if they want to die in the next 6 months or, 1 year, as Suhail said. Life is about, about enjoying everything, having a work-life balance. We speak about holistic life. We speak about connecting with your, with your inner self. We speak about meditating, yoga, dance, music, theater, things that make life, worthy of living. So also relationships. Relationships make life worthy. I mean, not just with your wife, with your parents, your siblings, your friends, anybody else, just general people that you interact with. And this objectifying the wife and saying how long can you sit and stare at your wife, or how long can a wife sit and stare at your husband. A marriage is not about staring at each other or sitting, and it's such a flippant, such an offhand, such an insensitive, such a stupid remark.
No, all of what you're saying, these
stupid.
adjectives are true. But I have a larger question. Suhail, I mean, should we be trusting someone like this, with this mindset, at the top of the corporate governance structure, whatever the company be?
You don't have a choice, because all these guys are all legacy builders. There was a former banker who remained chairman of that particular bank till, they had to throw him out. These guys don't care about what you and I say. A, B, this is a very silly, slavish mentality that has been imbibed in Indians. Ki beta, keep working hard. What the hell is hard work? What is hard work? Subramanian has a private jet to, zip around. He doesn't take the the local in Bombay. Their office is, one of their main offices in Powai. Try getting to Powai. For the people who don't have a company transport, people who don't have the means, these are stupid comments. And let me tell you, there will be, and they will hire PR people. They will hire all these jokers, on social media to say, oh, what a great thing he's done. This is for Bharat. This is for India. Nothing. They will also have their comeuppance. What did Narayan Murthy say? Oh, please work hard. Achha, all these guys recommend 90 hours, 75 hours after they've pretty much retired or done whatever they had to do. Why inflict your sad life on an entire population of 1.4 billion people? You may have a wife that you don't like to stare at, or that you can't communicate with, or you don't want to. Why inflict a relationship blinding situation on other people? So the question you ask is, there are always irresponsible people in positions of leadership. It is how seriously you take them. I'm glad you're actually doing this show, so that people recognize that L&T is not a place that they should work in and work for. Because if this is how the chairman feels about work, then obviously he doesn't care. You could come under a bus. He's not bothered. This 90 hours is what you would do you wouldn't even do for, hard labor. Is this a responsible statement?
So leave that decision of, the number of hours to the people, who are working. If they want to work for 100 hours, their choice, like you said. Priyaji, how do you see this? 90 hours, stop staring, etc., etc.
It's always going to be about the backlash, but I'm just on the point of fairness. And I'm completely in agreement with, what my panelists have said, which is this is ridiculous. This is, exploitative. It's pointless. It doesn't really take us ahead at all. What applied 20 years ago doesn't always apply now. Things have changed. But just as a matter of context, I was trying to figure out, where did this comment get made? And I realized that it has been made in an internal meeting. And all of us know in our own internal meetings, why people are releasing videos of internal meetings, I don't know. But in an internal meeting, you tend to say a lot of things off the cuff. And the way he's talking clearly sort of implies that he was saying something which was facetious or whatever. I'm not giving him an out, but I'm just saying that is a possibility. Where it's gone, with the comments on his spouse, or this is misogyny, this is insensitivity, this is a clear lack of leadership in terms of what you want. All of us are, with the work
Priya
ethic.
ji, I think you're only giving ideas to the PR firms that Suhail is talking about, who might get contacted. But, I'm telling you, what happens internally is the real trouble. I mean, you can, come up, say anything in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But if you have this mindset, then how do you, get rid of it? What do you do, Suhail?
Then he's even more stupid than I thought he was. To believe that in today's digital world, no one will take a video and circulate it to bring shame to you and to your stupidity is again thinking that you live in a fool's paradise. The argument, Priya, is not where he said it. The argument is what he said. Okay, this context of yours is not location specific. It is content specific. You can be an idiot anywhere. You can be as much of an idiot on top of Qutub Minar as you can be in the L&T head office in Powai. That's not the issue. As you rightly said, this sends a message. Let's imagine everything you said is true. He said it internally, it shouldn't have gone out. Do you think the workforce internally should be spoken to in that manner? Is this the communication the chairman of L&T should give out?
Okay,
Is this
we were talking about PR firms. Someone who knows a thing or two about PR firms. Mr. Tchairman is back. We had some issue in the line, sir. Good evening. What do Suhail was saying that, people will now turn to PR companies. The company will turn to PR companies for damage control. What would your advice be?
My advice in this case is that Narayan Murthy, Subramaniam, Musk, and many others are not in any sense idiots. They are sending some kind of a message. Let's be very clear. You may have pushback. You may say it's contextually wrong. You may have all kinds of issues that people have with it. But these are people who have crafted today and are creating tomorrow. So there is no doubt that they are sending some kind of a message. The generation may be upset. They may say, oh, we are all going to go completely mad.
Mr. Tchairman, we've run out of time, but I think one message that has happened is between L&T and perfect relations, because, you have the brief and, you have started articulating it already. No, I said that, in a lighter vein. I don't mean that. But thank you for joining us on India Upfront. Viewers, the news are with Navita Kumar on the other side.